I accidentally mistook the campus heartthrob for my boyfriend and immediately clung to him, acting all affectionate. I even left lipstick stains on his clothes. The guy just glanced at me coolly. It's fine. Not dirty. Later. I was heartbroken when I unexpectedly saw my boyfriend Lucas making out passionately with sophomore Sophia. Someone suddenly covered my eyes. Don't look at trash. Soon after, my ex Lucas started bombarding my phone with desperate pleas to get back together. When he finally got through, an icy yet breathless male voice answered, "Don't you have a nightlife? Get lost." Lucas had insisted on introducing me to his roommates over dinner. I agreed. Of course it started pouring right before the meetup. I stood drenched near the restaurant, repeatedly calling him without answer. What could he possibly be doing? Even with soundproofing, surely someone would notice the storm outside? Just as I tried redialing, a tall figure emerged through the slanting rain. The guy carried a large umbrella toward me. The tilted edge obscured his face, but his white windbreaker looked painfully familiar, the exact premium brand Lucas had proudly worn during our last date. Forgetting my misery, I dashed into the stranger's umbrella and hugged him tightly, nuzzling against his collar. "Lucas, I knew you'd come. All is forgiven." The body stiffened awkwardly. A deep, unfamiliar voice cut through my chatter. "Sorry. Wrong guy. I'm his roommate Ryan." I sprang back, finally seeing Ryan's striking features clearly. Raindrops clung to his dark lashes as those obsidian eyes studied me. Everyone knew Ryan, the untouchable campus prince whose family could literally light cigars with $100 bills. He rarely stayed in dorms, preferring his off-campus penthouse. Lucas often mentioned him with poorly concealed envy. Can't blame him, that level of wealth makes anyone bitter. Now I'd practically molested this walking trust fund. "So sorry. I thought you were Lucas." "Your jackets are identical. He wore the same style last time." Ryan's eyebrow arched. "Interesting, considering this is custom made. Only one exists." His gaze dropped to the lipstick smudge on his collar. "And I keep it in our dorm closet." I don't recall Lucas owning the same item. I stood there bewildered. Only one piece? Then where did Lucas get his from? Didn't he say he saved up to buy it himself? Could it be? My thoughts became tangled, but I swallowed my questions and clumsily changed the subject.My. Mistake.By the way, I think I smudged some lipstick on your collar earlier. Let me get a wipe for that stain." Ryan glanced at the faint lip gloss mark on his white windbreaker collar, then lifted his gaze to meet mine. His voice remained even. "No need, it's not dirty." When the victim showed no concern, I couldn't very well keep making a scene. I stood awkwardly under the shared umbrella until Ryan studied me for a long moment, his dark eyes unreadable. Finally he tilted the umbrella further toward me. "Let's go in." They've started eating. I followed half a step behind him, maintaining proper social distance. His crisp cedarwood scent kept tickling my nose. Gathering courage, I turned to him. "Ryan, why isn't Lucas answering my calls?" The faintest edge crept into his tone. "He's busy drinking with some sophomore." When we entered the private room, the scene hit me like a punch. My boyfriend Lucas had some giggling girl draped over his shoulder, both flushed from alcohol. Their faces hovered inches apart, sharing some intimate joke. "Lucas," I called calmly from the doorway, his head whipped around, residual laughter clinging to his features. "Emma, there you are. I kept telling you to take an Uber instead of squeezing onto buses to save pennies." "Breaks my heart." Sophia sat up straighter, shooting me a look dripping with challenge. "Hi, senior." She simpered. I walked past her without acknowledgement, exchanging familiar greetings with Lucas's roommates before taking the empty seat beside him. "Babe, why'd you come in with Ryan?" Lucas reached for my hand, but I pulled away. His smile faltered. "Still mad about Haley?" "I told you we're just friends." I met his eyes squarely. "It's pouring rain outside. I called you 12 times. Why didn't you come get me?" Lucas frowned. "Did you call me?" Then he seemed to realize something, turning to pat Sophia's head with a chuckle. "Told you not to mess with my phone. Must have accidentally enabled Do Not Disturb. Dummy." Sophia stuck out her tongue playfully. "My bad." "Why so grumpy?" "Not grumpy. Could never stay mad at you. Princess. You're the best. Cheers." Their banter continued, but I'd already stopped listening. My attention shifted to Ryan sitting across the table. He'd folded his umbrella and partially unzipped his windbreaker, quietly sipping water. Even in silence, his presence dominated the private dining room like gravitational pull. Several guests attempted conversation, but he maintained his signature aloof demeanor. When my staring became too obvious, his coal-black eyes snapped up to meet mine. I offered a grateful smile which he acknowledged with a nod. Ryan, the untouchable golden boy, had actually shown up uninvited to give me a ride? The party continued around us. I focused on my plate while Lucas kept apologizing for not picking me up earlier, his coaxing voice dripping with remorse. I gave non-committal responses, my mind elsewhere. Polite exchanges with other guests maintained surface-level cordiality, though tension spiked when Ryan abruptly left the room, clearly annoyed by the sycophants. Suddenly Sophia staggered up, slurring, "Gotta pee, whoa." Spinning, "Might fall in the toilet." "Help?" Some creep at the table leered. "I'll assist you, sweetheart." "You." "No." She recoiled. "Come on." "No means yes with you girls." He advanced until Lucas slammed his chopsticks down. "Back off, jerk." "Sophia, I'll take you." As he moved to escort her, I calmly requested, "Lucas, could you peel these shrimp for me?" He hesitated. "Baby, I'll do it when we get back. She really needs, of course." I cut him off, disappointment heavy in my voice. Sophia's drunken giggles pulled him away, their bodies pressed close as they exited. 5 minutes passed. Wiping my hands, I walked toward the restrooms. The unmistakable sounds of heavy breathing and wet kisses echoed before I even reached the door. There, against the sinks, Lucas and Sophia were entangled, his hands under her skirt, her lipstick smeared across his jaw. I couldn't tell if it was the alcohol or genuine emotions at play. Lucas's mouth was smeared with Sophia's lipstick, the crimson stain glaring under the harsh lights. Standing frozen, I felt nausea rise uncontrollably in my throat. This Sophia girl had been wedging herself between Lucas and me for months, turning our relationship into a minefield of misunderstandings. He'd initially brushed it off, just helping a hometown friend and high school underclassman, but clearly, his helpfulness had crossed every imaginable line. As bile crept up my throat, a cool hand suddenly covered my eyes. "Don't look at that trash," a detached male voice warned. Now I sat at the bus stop wrapped in Ryan's white windbreaker, his sleeveless shirt exposing toned arms as he sat silently beside me. The shirt looked painfully familiar. I'd seen Lucas wear the exact same designer piece. How ironic that my ex had been bragging about his luxury wardrobe while secretly stealing clothes from his roommate. Lucas had always been confusing. The boy who'd serenaded me with grand gestures and packed my dorm fridge with snacks turned out to be a boundary crossing. Label-obsessed opportunist. I'd hoped tonight's party might rekindle something, but finding him swapping spit with Sophia in the bathroom after a few shots. Game over. Sniffling back tears, I blocked Lucas everywhere after sending the breakup text. The heaviness in my chest lingered, but at least I wasn't alone. "Ryan. Thank you. Don't mention it." He glanced down the rain-slicked street. "Emma. Taxis and rideshares are all delayed because of the storm. How do you want to get back?" He knew my name? The realization warmed me slightly. Not going back tonight. Freshly dumped girls need to ugly cry without keeping their roommates awake. I forced a weak smile. "I'll get a hotel room." Ryan simply nodded, unfolding his umbrella. "There's a decent place 2 blocks away." Walking shoulder to shoulder through the downpour, I reassessed everything I'd heard about Ryan. The guy everyone worshipped as campus royalty turned out to be exactly what proper upbringing looks like: steadfast, observant, quietly shifting his umbrella to shield me completely while rain soaked his left sleeve. No wonder half the student body swooned over him. When the wind whipped my skirt against his jeans, he didn't flinch, just adjusted our shared shelter again. Moonlight caught the elegant lines of his hand gripping the umbrella. Even the small mole on his knuckle seemed unfairly perfect. I paused mid-step. Those hands looked familiar. Entering a hotel lobby. I hastily smoothed my hair before approaching the front desk. Ryan stood several paces behind me. Thankfully, they had one last room with 2 beds available, pricey, but better than nothing. The moment I got the keycard, thunder cracked outside. Torrential rain battered the windows. Clutching the plastic card, I turned to the young man still holding his folded umbrella. He'd gone through all this trouble to escort me here, only to face the storm alone. No rideshares available. Buses stopped running. Walking back to campus in this downpour would land anyone in the infirmary. Ryan? My voice caught his attention, those dark eyes lifting to meet mine. Maybe stay tonight? The room has 2 beds. His throat moved slightly as he swallowed. You shouldn't share rooms with guys. Not proper. Please? I pressed. I'd feel terrible making you trek back in this weather. After a beat, he nodded, while Ryan washed up. I stared at my glowing screen. Lucas kept bombarding me through our roommate's phone, frowny face breaking up. What now, babe? I was drunk. Sophia can't hold her liquor either. I messed up, unblock me. I'll apologize properly tomorrow. I coldly sent the photo crystal clear evidence of him making out with Sophia in some club bathroom. His response came instantly, frowny face, babe, that's not what it looks like. We were both wasted. Just talking close. Let her explain. My fingers flew, attaching the security camera footage that left 0 room for interpretation. 3 minutes of blessed silence passed before new messages popped up, frowny face, come on, babe. Guys make mistakes when drunk. You're overreacting. I powered off my phone as the bathroom door clicked open. Ryan emerged in a t-shirt, hair damp, switching off the light before settling on his own bed. The sudden darkness did nothing to hide how his gray sweats hung low on his hips. When I tried to force a polite smile, Ryan picked up the remote and turned on the TV. Emma, want to watch a movie? Sure. What do you want to watch? How about a comedy? I blinked in surprise. The aloof campus heartthrob actually enjoyed brainless slapstick? Talk about cognitive dissonance. Ryan selected a classic absurdist comedy, though initially stewing in post-breakup bitterness. I soon found myself chuckling at the ridiculous plot. My mood lifted with each laugh while Ryan sat silently beside me, a faint mole visible on his remote holding hand. The mark looked strangely familiar. Had I seen it before? My mind raced through dusty memories, high school perhaps? After the movie, we slept in separate beds. I don't know if Ryan slept, but I drifted off quickly, dreaming unexpectedly of sophomore year when Dad's job transfer forced me to switch schools. The prestigious academy had separate general and international divisions connected by a wooded path. Rumor said international kids considered themselves elite, barely acknowledging us commoners, being naturally reserved. I spent months as a classroom outsider. My only solace became feeding strays near the international building. The plump, affectionate cats clearly had another caretaker. One day I found a note, stop overfeeding tuna. Barf cleanup duty isn't cute. I scribbled back, sorry. Switch to ham. Next day. A reply, whatever. Our anonymous paper correspondence continued for months. Beyond cat care, we gradually shared study tips and school gossip. Though never meeting, I imagined my sharp-penned companion as an academically gifted international student with a dry wit. These secret exchanges became my sole bright spot until a student-athlete from international started relentlessly pursuing me. His daily classroom visits attracted jealous glares from a classmate who'd apparently liked him first. Unable to confront me directly, I'd topped last semester's rankings. She resorted to petty sabotage, accidental tripping, whispered rumors, social isolation. I endured it until returning from gym class to find my desk and textbooks drenched in ink. Classmates watched with either malicious glee or uncomfortable pity. No one lifted a finger. After hearing about the incident, the teacher immediately reprimanded Sophia. Later, for some unknown reason, She received disciplinary action along with that international division athlete who also got an official warning. Sophia reluctantly backed down. But my textbooks had disappeared. The academic affairs office had no extras. And the teacher promised to try finding me a set. I appeared calm, but secretly passed a note about this injustice to my anonymous cat-loving friend. The friend tersely promised to deliver new books and told me not to worry. Strangely enough, I actually felt reassured. During another PE class, I stayed in the classroom due to feeling unwell. Half asleep at my desk, I vaguely sensed someone entering. Footsteps approached directly toward me, assuming it was classmates sneaking back. I kept dozing until something thumped onto my desk, accompanied by a distinctive crisp scent. Waking up, I found stacked new textbooks with a note in familiar handwriting, fresh copies. Lowering my head, I smiled silently. Through sleep-fogged memory, I recalled seeing a faint mole on the back of this friend's large hand, a detail now overlapping perfectly with the attractive speck I'd noticed on Ryan's hand while he gripped an umbrella handle. Next morning, I awoke still dazed. Ryan held his windbreaker, turning to study me. "Emma? What's wrong?" I hesitated before asking. "Ryan, did we attend the same high school? Were you the one exchanging notes about cats with me? The person who brought me new textbooks? You recognized me all along, didn't you? That's why you helped yesterday, showing up uninvited. Staying through the rain, putting on comedy specials." His eyebrow lifted in surprise, though he didn't deny it. "Half right. Which part's wrong?" "Didn't help because I recognized you." His gaze intensified, weighted with undisguised affection. "Helped because I like you." As I gaped, he continued, "Now that you've broken up with Lucas, I'm free to pursue you. But if you choose him again, I'll respect that. The choice is yours." His words hit like a sledgehammer, scattering coherent thought. Still mentally reeling when Ryan walked me back to the dorm, I sat shell-shocked until my roommate nudged me. Did you fight with Lucas? He called me last night ranting and, Jen, do you know Ryan Parker?" My abrupt question stunned her before she lit up with excitement. "Ryan Parker? Of course I know him. He's the ultimate campus heartthrob. Fangirls would line up from the male dorm all the way to France just to catch a glimpse. Too bad he rarely stays on campus. Countless girls survive on his photos alone, though they're all wasting their affection since rumor has it Ryan's already hung up on someone. That's why he keeps turning everyone down. Doesn't Lucas share a dorm with him? Emma, why don't you ask Lucas to find out who Ryan's crush is?" I mumbled. "Lucas and I broke up. I saw him making out with that sophomore girl." "What? That snake!" My roommate immediately launched into furious curses, abandoning gossip for righteous indignation. As her tirade echoed, I slowly slumped over the desk, burying my face in my arms. Ryan, the golden boy, liking me? After confessing his feelings, Ryan didn't bombard me with attention. He didn't even text. If not for that single like on my Instagram post, I might have thought our conversation was a hallucination. The distance was actually comforting. Jumping into something new right after a messy breakup would have made me look terrible anyway. Meanwhile, Lucas started camping outside my dorm and ambushing me between classes after I blocked him. Mutual friends became his flying monkeys, all parroting the same nonsense. "Forgive him, he just made a mistake every guy makes." Their audacity almost made me laugh. But avoiding him became impossible when his harassment started affecting my roommate. I finally texted him to meet at the campus garden, then immediately reblocked him. Lucas arrived breathless. "Emma, my world's been collapsing without you." He reached for my hand. I jerked away coldly. "Funny. I heard you've been cozy with Sophia lately." His smile faltered. "Babe, she was just comforting me. That party kiss meant nothing. I was drunk and mistook her for you. Pushed her away immediately." He wrinkled his nose dramatically. She reeks compared to you. Only tolerating her because her dad's connected. I stared. Disgusted. You're revolting. This isn't betrayal, I'm fighting for our future. Enough. I cut him off. We're done. Harass me again. And your civil service exam dreams? Gone. I'll flood campus with your cheating video during the review period. His puppy dog expression hardened into something dangerous. No need for nuclear options. Emma. Then stay away. I turned to leave, pausing to nod at the oak tree behind him. Ryan leaned against the trunk. Basketball underarm. Watching us with glacial intensity. His gaze snapped to Lucas, who suddenly remembered urgent business elsewhere. Sophia probably overheard a lot earlier. You should go comfort her before it's too late. After saying this, I walked away without looking back. Soon enough, arguments erupted behind me. Lucas didn't come looking for me again. God knows what methods he used. But he somehow smoothed things over with Sophia. Within days, they started flaunting their relationship all over social media. Sophia even made passive-aggressive posts subtly targeting me, calling me blind, desperate, and accusing me of sabotaging their relationship. When mutual friends indignantly showed me these posts, I just smiled. None of it mattered anymore. Because something far more important occupied my mind. Ryan had just asked me to a movie. After brief hesitation, I agreed. That afternoon, I arrived at the cinema early. From across the lobby, I spotted Ryan leaning against a pillar wearing a baseball cap and simple white tee with black jeans. His height and natural poise drew eyes even in the dim lighting. A gorgeous girl was currently asking for his number. I hung back, curiously watching him shake his head in polite refusal. The sharp line of his jaw tightening as he suddenly turned and locked eyes with me. The intensity beneath that cap's brim made me fumble awkwardly. Sorry. I didn't mean to. Just got here myself. Ryan's deep voice cut through my stammer. His gaze lingered before he nodded toward the ticket counter. Shall we? Walking beside him felt like parting the Red Sea. Every head turned our way. The attention so overwhelming I instinctively shrunk closer to Ryan's shoulder. Before I could overthink it, a baseball cap descended onto my head, its oversized brim casting protective shadow over my face. Ryan strode half-step ahead. Voice casual as falling leaves. Theater AC's brutal. I adjusted the cap still warm from his hair. Thanks. Don't mention it. The dark theater amplified everything, the rustle of popcorn bags, the squeak of recliners, the sudden wet sounds from the couple making out in front of us during an awkwardly timed love scene. My ears burned beneath Ryan's cap. Ryan? My whisper cracked. He turned. Silver screen light dancing across his profile. What happened to that stray cat we used to feed? I blurted, desperate to drown out the passionate moans ahead. The calico by the school gates? His eyes glinted with knowing amusement. Took her home after graduation. You what? My shocked exclamation drew shushes from nearby viewers. Ryan's quiet chuckle vibrated through the armrest between us. And I suddenly realized his hand rested mere inches from mine. The cap's inner band grew impossibly warm against my temples. Wait. You took the National College Entrance Examination? Don't all international program students prepare for studying abroad instead? I didn't go. Why? I asked curiously. In the dimly lit theater, the screen's glow illuminated Ryan's face in chiaroscuro. Because you said you were coming to a university, he replied. Just as the movie showed the male lead abandoning his promising career for his girlfriend, peak rom-com cringe. My brain short-circuited like a NASA computer during solar flares. I remained speechless until the credits rolled. Yeah. I'd scribbled attend a university on some random note. Ryan remembered. The man was down catastrophically. As the crowd shuffled out, Ryan suddenly called Emma in that velvet-smooth voice. My pulse went full EDM festival. WH what? He tilted his head, eyes glinting. Want to see my cat? He misses you. Learned backflips. I caved. Mostly curious about feline gymnastics. His off-campus apartment screened minimalist billionaire marble counters. Abstract art. Before I could take off my shoes, an orange tabby sauntered out. Rubbed against Ryan's designer jeans. Then stared at me like I owed him taxes. My heart soared. Maybe he remembered those lunch breaks when I'd sneak him ham slices. Any second now he'd leap into my arms for cuddles. The cat turned and strutted away. Thought he missed me? Backflips? I glared at Ryan. He cleared his throat. Smirk playing at his lips. Try holding him. Might jog his memory. Logical. I scooped up the fur ball, showering him with pets and ham-fueled nostalgia. Our bonding session ended when he nearly clawed my eye out, earning himself time out in the bedroom. His memories worse as an adult. I joked, nursing my dignity. Maybe the cat didn't miss you. Ryan murmured. The human did. He walked me back to campus as golden hour painted the quad. At my dorm, I finally asked Ryan, why didn't you approach me freshman year? His expression froze. I tried. Then you started dating Lucas. I didn't know how to comfort him. Truth was, Lucas had started pursuing me shortly after freshman orientation. He was good-looking, exactly my type, so we began dating quickly and stayed together through sophomore year. My impression of Ryan had always been Lucas's aloof, ridiculously handsome roommate. What had he felt hearing about our relationship? Lucas loved bragging. He definitely shared intimate details in their dorm. Had each confession stabbed Ryan's heart until he couldn't take it anymore? Had that been why he moved out? I'm sorry, I blurted. Ryan shook his head. Lucas should apologize. Not you. His voice softened. Go back. Your roommate's been watching us from the window for 10 minutes. I turned to see Jessica pressed against the glass like a starved raccoon, eyes gleaming with excitement. This would be trouble. The interrogation began the moment I stepped into our dorm. Since when are you and Ryan a thing? They demanded. I mumbled. Turns out, I'm the one he's liked all along. The room exploded. Someone screamed. 3 hands shoved notebooks at me demanding how to snag campus royalty, a master class. How should I know why Ryan liked me? I escaped to shower after vague promises of future explanations. Before turning on the water, I texted Ryan, free tomorrow? His reply came instantly, staying on campus. Why? Dinner? I typed. To make up for things. For all those years you hid your feelings. I added silently. Next morning, Jessica's shriek jolted me awake. Holy shit! She thrust her phone at me. Lucas and Ryan got into a huge fight at the dorm. Security broke it up. They say Ryan threw the first punch. Dean's office involved. Ice shot through my veins. This was about me. I sprinted across campus in slippers, arriving just as the two emerged from the administration building. Lucas smirked when he saw me. Emma! Knew you'd come check on. I brushed past him. Ryan's lip was swollen, a bruise blooming near his temple. Does it hurt? My fingers hovered near his face. He blinked, surprise melting the frost in his eyes. Worth it. He wasn't lying. While Ryan merely looked battle-hardened, Lucas resembled a stomped pumpkin, both eyes blackened, nose crooked, shirt torn. The dean's muffled shout followed us down the hall. Mr. Carter, we're not done discussing your harassment claims. Emma, what were you and Ryan talking about? Lucas called out from behind me, his voice dripping with sinister undertones. I snapped back. None of your business. Like hell it isn't. The fake smile Lucas had been wearing vanished completely. His jaw tightened as he glared at our close proximity. Since when did you get so chummy with my roommate? Going to movies together? Staying at his off-campus apartment? If people hadn't told me, I wouldn't even know you've been hooking up with him. You call me trash. Emma. But what does that make you? Whatever, just come here. We can still fix this. So he'd found out about yesterday's date with Ryan. Now he was lashing out like a scorned lover. Even picking a fight with Ryan after he'd walked me back to my dorm. God. I wanted to slap that hypocritical face. Cheat first. Then have the audacity to talk about reconciliation? As I turned to act on that impulse, Ryan grabbed my arm. The intensity in his gaze surprised me, like he genuinely feared I'd go back to Lucas. Don't. He murmured, though his grip spoke volumes. I just need to make sure he leaves you alone. I offered what I hoped was a reassuring smile. Ryan's eyes darkened, his fingers tightening around my wrist with uncharacteristic vulnerability. My face hurts like hell from that punch. What now? All thoughts of confronting Lucas evaporated. I dragged Ryan to the infirmary, grabbing antiseptic and cotton swabs. We settled onto plastic chairs as workout noises drifted through the window from the nearby track field. Under Ryan's unwavering stare, I carefully dabbed at his split lip in the sterile-smelling room. Will that fight go on your permanent record? No disciplinary action. But the dean got involved. Lucas started it. Witnesses backed me up. Case closed. Good. Stay away from him from now on. Okay? I don't want him hurting you again. Relieved. I almost asked what vile things Lucas had said to provoke him when Ryan cut me off. Emma. Yeah. Do you realize what walking away with me just now meant? My fingers tightened around the cotton swab. That, you matter more to me than he does now. Wrong. Ryan plucked the soiled swab from my trembling hand, his fingertips brushing mine. It means even if you ever consider going back to him, I'll tear you away. I'll sabotage, pursue, claim you until there's no one else. No more holding back. The raw declaration hung between us, a tranquil inferno of possessiveness masked by his calm demeanor. My pulse raced. Yet I made no move to escape the heat of his honesty. Then I slowly pulled out another cotton swab, dipped it in iodine, and continued applying medicine to him. I won't look back, I whispered firmly. I'd tacitly allowed Ryan to pursue me. He didn't use flashy romantic gestures and still spoke sparingly. Yet he was constantly by my side. He always made time to take me out for meals. With other girls. He maintained polite social distance. When we were together, his gaze never wandered from me. This kind of exclusive affection made my heart flutter uncontrollably. Every morning, the moment I saw him, I'd feel that giddy excitement like a lovesick teenager. So one night when he walked me back to the dorm, I reached out and tugged his hand. Ryan, I said, let's date. He looked down, his eyes tracing my blushing face and crimson ears. His Adam's apple bobbed before he finally asked. So I'm official now? Machem, why? I wanted to list countless reasons, but instead softly countered. What about you? Why did you secretly like me? Ryan clasped my hand tighter, leaning down until our breaths mingled. There isn't really a why. I'd expected him to mention how I'd fed stray cats in high school, or my decent looks, or our compatible personalities. Yet his reasonlessness melted me completely. I threw myself into his arms exactly like that rainy night, only this time. It wasn't a misunderstanding but something real and right. Same here. I just want to be with you. I murmured against his chest. Ryan, I want to visit the cats at your off-campus apartment. The dorm's about to lock up, he reminded, rising on tiptoes. I brushed a tentative kiss against his jaw. His arms tightened around my waist. I know. I just want more time with my boyfriend. Is that okay? Ryan's answer came through actions rather than words. The moment we collapsed onto his sofa, before I could even call for the cats, his mouth crashed against mine. The usually reserved guy kissed me fiercely and deeply, as if compensating for 3 years of pent-up longing. When my phone rang shrilly, I glimpsed an unknown number and dismissed the call without hesitation. But the insistent ringing resumed. No scammer would be this persistent. Wait. I gasped against Ryan's lips. My voice embarrassingly breathy. Let me take this? Ryan's eyebrow arched. Let me answer it. I hugged him, blushing as I nodded. Ryan answered the call. Before he could speak, I heard Lucas' drunken voice slurring through the receiver. Emma baby. I miss you, hiccup, Sophia and I broke up. She's too high maintenance. But you've always understood me. Let's get back together. I love you. Ryan cut him off with a cold, irritated growl, even dropping an F-bomb. Lucas. Don't you have your own fucking nightlife? Get lost. He hung up immediately, his lips finding mine again as he muttered against them. Whose girl are you? Ryan's. I breathed, tilting my face up obediently. The room filled with warmth, all other thoughts vanishing. This seemed to trigger Lucas. Too cowardly to confront Ryan directly, he started spreading vicious rumors at school about me being a gold-digging player who'd supposedly cheated on him with Ryan. But the gossip collapsed faster than it spread. Ryan filed a police report about a missing luxury watch from his dorm. Cops arrived swiftly, only to find multiple designer clothes and watches hidden in Lucas' closet, all Ryan's belongings. Lucas tried claiming frame-up, but classmates testified they'd seen him wearing the stolen goods, clearly swiped when Ryan wasn't around. The high-value theft caused campus-wide uproar, exposing his past cheating scandals and tanking his reputation. By the time I heard, Lucas had been taken in for questioning. The school promptly issued a statement expelling him. When Lucas begged Ryan for a leniency letter through me, I didn't even bother asking. I floated through my days glued to Ryan, letting him forget his keys to lure me over for dates under the pretense of his cat missing me. We binge-watched comedies on his couch, shared takeout, and I accidentally discovered the shoebox under his bed, filled with years' worth of notes he'd written but never sent. Turns out our paths had crossed countless times before we officially met. Fate works in weird ways. Weird enough to bring me someone who'd cherished me silently all along, steadfast as the tides.